Truly astonishing developments in the world of precious metals right now. We're going to cover a multitude of stories which will indicate to us the price of gold and silver will go up. They will go down, but ultimately they will go up, up, up much higher. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for being part of the basement. This is not possible without your participation, and it's a big deal when you join every single day. Please subscribe to the channel. That's free. Give the video a thumbs up. Leave a comment in the comment section. Trust me, you can read a lot of comments where people don't agree with me. We just want to hear from you. We want to learn from each other. Let's get started. We got a ton to cover on both gold and crazy information about silver. $50, $60 silver. I think it can be here a lot sooner than most of us anticipate. But let's talk about gold first, then we'll get on to silver. This comes from Jesse Colombo from the Bubble Report. And he points out a very interesting fact that back in 2024, during the winter, we had a triangle, as you can see in the blue lines in the gold price, a big breakout. And he points out that we're seeing that same thing again here. And Jesse's talking about the gold price potentially heading much, much higher from here. I know it's been a bit of a consolidation, really in gold and silver here for the last few weeks, but that builds a good base. That gets rid of the people that aren't fully convicted to the precious metals. We get rid of the people who are short timers and add more people like you and I that know that the future for silver and gold look very, very bright. Well, let's go take a look next at what Citibank. Citibank. They only have, 200,000 employees, one of the biggest banks in the world. And we got news this week that they're raising their gold forecast to $3,500 per ounce amid U.S. economic concerns. But what's really interesting about this is that it's on a short-term basis. It's a 3-month gold price forecast, a rise to $3,500 per ounce. The expected trading range has also been adjusted from $3,300 to $3,600 per ounce, up from $3,100 to $3,500. So again, these big banks are typically a little more conservative with their estimates. So we'll keep an eye on what's going on there. Let's look at what our friend Mr. Tim Hack is saying out on X. This is interesting. Gold adjusted for inflation hasn't even reached its 1980 high. Calling for a pullback here is delusional. It's way more likely that we test the previous high next and then go absolutely vertical. So take a look at his chart there, okay? Again, and I can see a cup and handle forming within that. But let's start to talk about silver here for a second, because the data in the silver world is even more astonishing right now. We know we've had some muted demand for silver from the Western investor, but what about the East? And what about the silver deficit? Is it continuing? We're going to look at that right now. Let's talk and see what our friend Chris Marcus over at Arcadia Economics had to say. This came from, I believe it was Metals Focus. Said while North American demand weakness was very much an undercurrent at the IPMI conference, so North American demand low, some optimism was evident in a presentation by Metals Focus Managing Director Nikos Kavalis. He delivered a paper highlighting the still robust nature of gold retail investor demand across South and East Asia, in contrast to weakness seen in other markets. I spoke to this earlier. Okay. Finally, that was on the gold side. Finally, the Metals Focus is the group that compiles the supply and demand data for the Silver Institute's World Silver Survey. It was interesting to get a glimpse of how they see things lining up this year. This is the silver part. Demand overall is easing back in the silver market, but still comfortably exceeding supply. This will lead to 2025 being another successive year of sizable deficits. The reason for this persistent deficit has been the record or close to record highs seen for silver industrial demand. Okay, so on the gold side, and I apologize for that, we are still seeing somewhat muted demand in the West, North American demand. We're seeing huge gold retail demand from the East. And on the silver side, what the Metals Focus people are telling us, and they're the ones who put together the demand data for the Silver Institute's annual World Silver Survey, is that we are going to see another sizable deficit. We are also getting news. I apologize, I pulled up the wrong screen there. That we're seeing a little more robust demand on the silver side, obviously from the Eastern countries, as we've talked about many times, both China and Asia. But let's take a look at this next piece of information. This came from Honza Cerne. This is world global silver production for the months of January through May since 2021. Guys, the amount of silver being produced is going down and going down precipitously. Look at this, unbelievable, okay? Since 2022, you see what I see on this chart, and I'm not showing you the chart. There we go. Pardon me. What we're seeing here is a big, big decline in output for silver. And again, this is from 2022, first 5 months of 2022, and this is the first 5 months of 2025. So over the last 4 years, we've seen a pretty major decrease in output from Mexico. But remember, Mexico is the world leader in silver production, but the amount of silver being produced is heading down and heading down in a big, big way. Let's go out here to this next one from Silver Academy. Silver Shockwave. This is the vaults. What about the vaults at the LBMA? London silver is vanishing. Global production is collapsing, like we just saw from the Mexico production. And 3 overlooked miners are set up for meteoric gains. Yeah, the mining sector could be just could be explosive as we head in through the end of the year. When we look at the mining stocks, they've just been ignored for so long. So few people are in them. They could take off. But here's what we want to look at. That's gold at the top at the LBMA. But look at the silver data. Silver held at the LBMA vaults is absolutely in a massive downtrend, okay? Again, this could lead to a potential silver short situation. We'll see how that all plays out. It'll be interesting to keep an eye on this as we go through the end of the year. And that brings us to this next one, which I think sums it up very nicely, from Make Gold Great Again. It says, I'm posting a picture of a bar of silver just to ruin a banker's day. There we go. That picture there alone will absolutely ruin a banker's day. You know, and I wanted to say this to you guys. I was thinking about this earlier. Silver and gold were a good investment for your grandpa. Silver and gold were a good investment for your great-grandpa, and they were also a great investment for your great-great-great-great-great-grandpa. Think about that, right? Hundreds, thousands of years. So what we're talking about when we look at the gold and silver market right now is the fact that we are set up in an unbelievable situation. We know what's going on with silver. Supply going down, demand going up, gold being gobbled up by the world central banks. But when we zoom out a little further and we look at this from a perspective of hundreds or even thousands of years, what we undoubtedly see is that we are in a very safe investment. Just my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. And while we're on that matter, if you have an interest in getting your hands on some silver, I'd encourage you to check out our channel sponsor, First Mint. I'll run you out to their website here real quickly. Oh, limited offer, special deal, $1 off the lunar round. But First Mint is a mint located in Las Vegas, Nevada, creating world-class silver bullion products. We are here on their website, firstmint.com. They are owned by First Majestic Silver, Keith Neumeyer's massive silver miner company. So First Majestic mines the silver in Mexico, then sends it to Las Vegas, Nevada, where they create these wonderful products, and then it goes directly to you, from the mine to the mint to you. It's a great company, great prices. You can trust them. Free shipping over $199, and there's a discount code, which is, for all my friends out there, VIPRB. So don't forget to get your discount when you check out First Mint. KITCO is also telling us that retail demand is coming back. in the gold market. Let's look at that quickly. There we go. Uh-oh, hold on one second. Hold on one second. Here we go. We're going to share the right screen. And all right, guys, now you're on the right screen. This is an article from our friends at KITCO and came from Niels, our friend Niels, Retail Gold Rush. Investment demand roars back amid global uncertainty. That's from the World Gold Council, Q2 demand trends. Again, when we talk about gold, we're talking about silver. Q2 gold demand trends, a report the World Gold Council highlighted broad-based demand for gold during the second quarter, even as prices reached all-time record highs. Total gold demand, including over-the-counter investment, rose to 1,249 tons between April and June, marking a 3% increase from the second quarter of 2024. The World Gold Council attributed the surge primarily to strong investment demand in gold-backed ETFs. However, the report also noted robust bar and coin demand, a segment that typically struggles in high-priced environments. So we're getting more and more optimistic news about demand for gold and demand for silver. We know that for silver in the West, retail, on the retail side, right, the local coin shop side, there's been what we would call subdued demand, but that gives us such a massive opportunity for growth in that area. Gold on a worldwide basis, the overall demand picture appears to be a lot more, let's say, solid at this point. But guys, when the retail investor, when your neighbors come back to the silver market, you know, when you're at the neighborhood pool or church or the country club or wherever it is you go, and people that know that you love precious metals start asking you about precious metals, it is a massive, massive opportunity for growth in demand for both gold, but also silver as well. And remember, when the retail investor comes back into silver, they do it with reckless abandon. Okay. And in the past, that retail side of silver demand has been one of the largest components of overall demand for silver. So it gives us a really, really great opportunity for growth. We have the underdog advantage. Okay. Absolutely. Hey, I also want to say thank you to channel sponsor First Mining Gold. I'm going to pull up their website for you here. They're a development stage gold mining company in Canada. Okay, they have the Springpole project in Ontario and the Duparquet project in Quebec. Let's get the right screen up. There we go. They have gold in the ground. They're working through the permitting, the development stage. There's a lot of great opportunity for big catalyst, a lot of great opportunity for potential capital appreciation as well. You can learn more about them at firstmininggold.com. I forgot to give you my disclaimer. Look, I come on here and talk about my truth. I'm not a financial advisor. I've been doing this for years. I talked about silver when it was $20 an ounce. I talked about gold when it was $1,400, $1,500 per ounce. But at the end of the day, I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own due diligence. I'll always share with you what I believe we have coming down the road for the price of silver, for the price of gold, and for the precious metal mining stocks. I think the future looks ultra bright. When you look at the big picture, when you look at the fact that right now in this country we have $37 trillion in debt, if we choose to use the US dollar as the unit of measure for the value of our ounces of silver, ounces of gold, the real value of the dollar, mathematically speaking, has nowhere to go but down, down, down. We don't like it. We didn't cause it. Okay. We're patriotic. Those of you joining me from the United States are patriotic Americans, but people from all over the world are observing also what's going on within the situation for the US dollar. We just want to make the smartest investments that we can to safeguard, to keep our families safe and secure. But again, always do your own due diligence. Hey, appreciate you joining me here in the basement. Okay. There's a lot going on in the gold and silver world. It's hard to keep track of it all. Sorry if I get a little scattered on you from time to time, but I want you to feel welcome here. I want you to come back. Don't forget, we got a big special going right now on subscriptions. They're free. All you got to do is press that subscribe button. Most importantly, I want you to come back. And even more importantly, I want you to be well. Take care of yourself, okay? And I will see you soon.